Hey everybody, welcome. Hope you all having a great time, staying warm in those places that you have to stay warm. I'm New York Pete, and this is Interfleet Broadcasting, and I'm here with my buddy, Chris. Say hello.
Chris is trying to figure out why I'm hearing like three Pete's. Oh, it's because I have it open in three different things.
Because there should always be three Pete's. Three New York Pete's are better than one New York Pete. So welcome to IFB, everybody.
I'm going a little nuts over here.
Go ahead, fix it, man.
I'm hearing Pete. I'm New York Pete.
Yes. Win.
It's like being in a stadium.
Yes, of course.
All right, I fixed it. I closed some windows.
Oh, cool. Okay. Eric, thanks for joining us live on YouTube, man. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Glad to have you back. And so... all right, welcome everyone. This is our channel for, sci-fi entertainment. And full disclosure, Chris and I, the Tipsy Toaster, we grew up watching 70s, 80s TV movies and cartoons, and we bring our unique spin to our little corner of the universe. And everyone, of course, must know up front that we are big Battlestar Galactica fans. And so, that's our spin on things. Tonight, we have our TV movie critic, Tiny Bean Tara, and she's going to, bring us up to speed with some of the stuff she's watching, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And we're going to cover the Book of Boba Fett. So I hope you guys are prepared to hear this stuff, because there's a lot going on. I hope you're caught up. So spoiler alert. We're not going to give all of it away, right? So we'll try to be sensitive about it, but we are going to discuss it. So it's really, really good stuff. And we have Battlestar Galactica Maximum Press comic book. We're going to start the Starbuck story. And then, of course, we're going to be that much closer to the wrapping of the Battle of Molukai. And Chris and I both have some things in terms of, some collectibles that we want to, talk about and bring up. I have something that's kind of cool. I don't think there's too many of these. I'm sure some of you guys will probably have them, but we'll bring it up. And then, of course, you guys, I'm monitoring the live chat on YouTube. So if anybody has, any comments, shout outs, please put them up, and I'm monitoring those. And the Tipsy Toaster, Chris, is going to be, focused more or less on the Facebook side of the house, if it's up and running.
It's up and running.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got Lola, Captain, also known as. Hang on, I gotta do this.
There we go. We have Lola, aka Captain Terra.
All right, cool, outstanding. All right, I like it.
We have Colin. And Lola and David, and
nice.
I need my, and I see David, and I see. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
Romper room flashbacks. I'm dating on myself for sure.
There we go. Romper room flashbacks. That's all about our stuff, man. Those are our, childhood memories. But hey, welcome everybody to the show. And thank you for those that are taking the time out to watch us live. And thank you to everybody that watches us in the repeat world and the rerun syndication. We appreciate it. And, we have a lot of respect and admiration and appreciation for everyone that tunes in. Thank you. And therefore, Chris, I think we should just go with our traditional toast. We toast to all the fans. And today, we usually try to coordinate, and
we haven't coordinated in a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't coordinated in a little bit. But I'm going to be drinking from something called Superhero Sidekicks, and this is a New York
KCBC.
KCBC, and
like ACBC, but KCBC.
Brewed and packaged by Kings County Brewers Collective in Brooklyn, New York. Bam! Bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's right.
You drink that and you start talking like this.
Yes, especially for Triple T. the Tipsy toasters. So he needs about 3 of them, and then he's all Brooklyn. However,
you can only last for a little bit, though. You know, after a minute or two, it wears off. Hey,
you need to stop that because you're disrespecting. You're not speaking it correctly because you haven't actually consumed. So without consuming, it doesn't sound correct from you.
So that's all it says on there. It doesn't have anything cool like hey, it doesn't like I drink this beer.
No story. But it's the graphics are cool. They're like there's this here. I don't know if you guys check that out. And by the way, this is courtesy of Spartan Red Productions. So George, thank you for supplying this, gifting this beer to me, and that's what I'm going to be toasting and drinking tonight. So Chris, if you're ready, I know that you have your own concoction. So
so tonight I don't have any beer.
No, you're going to be drinking acid.
I have one of my favorite shows, which is a really great show. Actually, I just finished listening to the latest audiobook from this show, and it's called Carnival. The show's called Firefly. So this is what I'm having tonight. Vodka with natural flavors, 35% alcohol by volume. And I've had a little bit of it in the past, so tonight will be no change. But it does taste like sweet tea, so it's a vodka sweet tea mix, and it doesn't make the sound when I open it up there, Pete. So you'll have to do
so it's all me.
The sound effects there.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
You just got the mine sounds more like
no sound at all. No, we got to hear some of that. So yes, so I'm gonna pour some out. You gonna pour any? Let's do it. Come on.
I'm gonna reach over and grab my mug.
Hey Jeff, thanks for joining us. Jeff Walters on. Okay, go.
Say when.
Nah, I'm going more when.
Of course, there's a lot of ice.
All right, so about half of the tankard is full. Oh, you're gonna fill yours up with vodka and whatever that.
Mine's 35%. So.
Oof! Oh my God, you're gonna be rocking.
What percentage is yours?
You're gonna fall down. I know it.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll just succumb to it. It doesn't say, so it's 0. No, it's got to be. Where is it? Where am I looking? I'm not looking in the right place, guys. And this is so amateurish.
Lola says I need a beer. Sorry, Lola.
Yeah, we got them all here. Yeah, by volume it is 7. I'm not going to waste any more time. Oh, there's a sticker over it. That's why. It's got to be high. It can't be low, right? Yeah, 6.9. 6.9%. There you go.
High.
So
6.9.
Yeah, I know. All right. Oh, if mediocre modelers out there, I know he has his own tankard.
I don't know what he's filling his tankard with.
Yeah, we got to find out.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So
go for it, Chris.
We enjoy having you on. We believe that fans are the people who are behind all fandoms. What?
Number one.
Yes, number one fans. And we always say, fans fuel the fleet. And we say to you, this is for you. Fans fuel the fleet.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like that. I like it a lot. All right, guys. Well, fans fuel the fleet. Good. Thanks for joining us. We'll appreciate the support. We got a whole bunch of things that we're going to go over. And Chris, I wanted to mediocre modelly.
Yeah, yes. Mediocre says that was a long pour. It says really, it's not. There's a lot of. I filled the whole thing with ice pretty much.
Oh, Sambuca! Cheers! Yeah, baby. All right, mediocre modeler. I have this, guys. I don't know how many of you have actually.
I want one of those.
Yeah, this is. Check that out. That's pretty cool.
I thought they were Legos at first.
Yeah, these are the minimates. And they're pretty cool. I stumbled on this set.
Hang on, wait a minute. Wait, we have to say that right.
Imperious Leader.
Yeah.
Is there.
But there's also a Lucifer.
Yes, Lucifer rocks.
Yeah. So these came out in 2008.
I believe that.
And there's 2 sets, right? There is this set,
and the crappy set.
It's the Cylon Empire box set with Imperious Leader, Boltar, Lucifer, Cylon Commander, and
Top
Cylon
seller.
Centurion.
That was the top seller.
No, actually, it's the hard. It is the harder of the two to get.
Just
so
because
they
it was
have
so popular.
Okay. So there's
That's my story.
this
I'm
one,
sticking to
and
it.
then there's the colonial. Yeah, whatever. You okay. And so there's this one, and I'll dig up the other one I have, and so it's really cool. So I don't know how many of you
where's
guys
the other
actually
one
have
at?
this.
In a box somewhere because it wasn't important.
No, actually, that's not true. But
Oh,
you can believe
okay.
that all you want,
Okay.
Chris. That's not true.
Then where is it, Pete? Something that important to me, being the colonial guy that you are, I would know exactly where I'd put that.
See, the colonial one is easy to get, and you can always find another one, no problem. But this is the real collectible one. This
exactly.
Is
So that's the one you want to know.
Yeah, so that's the one you got to keep close by because this one's hard to replace, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, Lola said she wants that, so she's sending you the address immediately, so you can go ahead and put that in the mail to her.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Nah, it's cool though. It's really cool. So let me ask you guys this: the debate would be the true debate is, do you take this out of the package or do you leave it as is? That's the question, guys. So hit me up with your opinions. Do you take these out and you know, set them up, or
buy
do
two,
you leave it in the box?
Buy two, won't leave one in.
I got to tell you, buying two is very difficult, not easy at all. They're really, really hard to find. They were around. I remember when they came out. This is the 30th anniversary packet. They came out they came out in, you know, as a promotion.
Who makes those?
For the 30th.
What company is that?
Minimates.
Is it Minimates the company?
Yeah, I don't even think they're in business
Galoob
anymore.
or...
Yeah, I don't think they're around anymore. So, it says all rights reserved. Art Asylum. Art Asylum logo, Minimates,
Art Asylum's
and
still around.
Minimates. So so this was, I guess, in a collaboration with Art
Asylum did a lot of stuff.
Diamond.
Yep.
Diamond.
I have my new Galactica that's about
yay big.
That big.
Like that.
Like 18 inches, I think.
Okay.
Came from Art Asylum.
Cool. All right. Well, you know what? So let me know, guys. Toasting. Mediocre Model says leave it in.
Leave it in the box. Yeah, that's what Lola said.
Leave it in the box.
Colin's with me. Buy two and open one. Play with one.
Right. Exactly.
Be just like you know. Hang on.
What?
It's like.
Come on.
It's like these. It's like. Ew! It's a Cylon. Oh no.
That's why with, right? For you, Chris.
Oh, actually,
you gotta leave it in the box.
On. But it could be with, you know, we could have. Well, Kareth Race, I think you're a Cylon. I don't care what anybody else says. Cylons rule. Trust me. The box. He knows Cylons rule.
Yes, put them back in the box. And Eric says, since Boltar's eyes are closed, the Centurion can then say, I really think you should take a look at the other Battlestar. Yes, exactly. So,
what are you talking about, fool? What other Battlestar?
Let's bring on Tiny Bean and let's talk about some of the TV stuff that she's been following for us and bring us up to speed, because there's really good stuff out there. And let's hear it. And we got some slides too that we've put together. Hello, Tara.
Hang
on. Chris pressing buttons.
Why isn't that working? That's a really interesting thing.
Chris's Basestar is having some mechanical issues.
You're talking,
so please
right?
Stand by. No. What? No. Hey. Hi.
Interview 3. Hello? Did you say anything? Ah!
No.
What's going on? It worked when we came in.
And nothing. Come on.
We literally just checked this.
Yes, we did.
Audio screen.
Yep. Tara's looking good, but we can't hear you, Tara. So yeah, dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
So tonight in the
Yeah.
silent movies.
Oh boy, yes, night at the silent movies, Cylon movies,
Silent movies.
Yes, Cylon.
She's on
So
master.
Jeffrey
She's
Walters.
got the audio. I
Yes.
don't see anything moving on there. Are you still plugged in? All right. I try unplugging and plugging back in. Hang on. Let me do this the IT way.
Oh yeah, of course.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
All right. Well, does Tara know sign language? Mediocre modeler wants to know. I think the answer might be no.
Call back in, Tara.
Boba
Let's
Fett.
hang up and call back in.
Yes, we got to get Boba Fett. He knows Tusken Raider sign language. All right, Tara, get back to us.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because it worked.
That's something
and
weird.
She's on, but there's no movement.
Yeah, there was maybe a storm coming in her way where she's at. So
I see movement now. I should be able to hear her talk.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't
good.
my end.
All right.
I'm back.
Yes.
It wasn't me.
Hallelujah.
It wasn't
me.
It was not.
I was gonna
the
start
Tipsy
tap
talent.
dancing and see what happened. I don't know.
Someone, Jeff says someone must have turned on a microwave somewhere.
No, it wasn't this end. It wasn't this
There
end.
you
Yeah, it
go.
must have been, unless Tara's a Cylon. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
You weren't supposed
uh-oh.
to tell, Chris.
Give it away. Give it away.
Give it away.
Lola says she's glad to see you, Tara.
Oh, hi Lola, my friend. Good to see you.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's. She's
yeah,
the quiet
thanks.
bean.
Quiet bean? What?
Not anymore.
Jeff said that.
Oh, wait a minute. The silent bean? Hey.
Silent bean. I love it. That's perfect.
I ate some
boy.
beans and I had the silent beans.
Wah, wah.
So Tara, you know what? Let's hit up the slides for the stuff you want to talk about, and then we're
Yes.
gonna have another conversation post your presentation.
Ooh.
Sounds good to me. All right.
All about your
hello,
Cylon involvement.
Yes.
Yes. Well, hey guys, it is great to be back as always, and I'd like to jump right in because I am dying to talk about what I teased last time. Tonight's all about Ozark, guys. I hope you're watching. I mean, let's say now, premiered in 2017. Ozark
There we go.
consistently been one of the best rated, ranked, and reviewed dramas on TV today. And if you're not watching it, you really should be. Now, the nutshell context is Marty Bird, played to perfection by Jason Bateman. He's a financial advisor, and when his business partner is killed for running afoul of a Mexican drug cartel, to save his own life, Marty makes a deal with them to become their money launderer. But to
Whoa.
do so, he has to pick up his family and move them from Chicago to the Missouri Ozarks. Now, one of the joys of Ozark is, not unlike Breaking Bad, it slowly kind of peels back these layers of what separates a civil, upstanding citizen from becoming a criminal, and how very short that moral and ethical leap can be. Before long, Marty is making money, and he's wheeling and dealing with the best of them, and he really has a gift for it. But the best arc has to belong to his wife, Wendy, who played by the always flawless Laura Linney. For the first season, I felt like she was being underused, but boy, was I wrong. They were just laying the groundwork. Wendy grows into an even bigger player in the crime scene than Marty, and watching her character develop from a quiet little housewife into this cold, calculated killer who even earns the respect of a brutal drug lord, it's been such a joy. Now, this show, it's just, yeah, I gotta tell you. Now, there is also this incredible cast of other characters. Each one is fully realized, and each one is a little bit crazier than the one before it. So, special kudos to the powerhouse steamroller of a performance by Julia Garner. She plays Ruth Langmore, this angry, outspoken girl
that's
from
the one
a
up front.
not too,
The one on the
yeah,
far
the
left,
blonde with the curls, yeah.
Oh my gosh, she does play a crazy woman.
she's amazing, right? And she's just so angry and really, really good at it. And now her family is not too savory, right? And they live in a trailer by the water, but she's really smart.
In a
and
van
her
down by the
brains
river.
become apparent. Then so they're literally in a van down by the river with a roof, you know. And anyway, oh man. But now she's really smart, and Marty sees that immediately. So he brings her into their criminal enterprise. And now a lot of things happen from the first season to now to Ruth and her family, her dad and her cousins in particular, and her later relationship with Wendy's troubled brother Ben. And watching Ruth stand up to and take down every obstacle in her path without an ounce of fear is so much fun. She is scary good. And if anyone is left standing at the end, my Ruth. So we'll see what happens there. And now, speaking of, there's Monroe, the Mexican drug lord, played by a glorious, like, scene-stealing Felix Solis. We got to worry about him, right? As well as his agent Helen, played by the elegant and coolly ruthless Janet McTeer. She's the one who's keeping tabs on them. But the Ozarks also have their own drug criminal enterprise run by the completely seen Darlene and Janelle. And Marty and Wendy have to find a way to peacefully coexist in their world. Now, one of the things that is special about this show, too, is that Marty and Wendy have 2 kids, Charlotte and Jonah. They start off as minor side characters in the first couple of seasons, but unlike other shows and films of this nature, they don't hide the truth of what they're doing from their kids. Most of these shows, like, they spend so much time, hiding from the kids, and, we can't let the kids find out. Nope, kids know from the beginning almost what's going on here. And this has some pretty big consequences in the final season when they are a bit older. And that's the biggest point of all. This is the last season. Now, they could have dragged this successful hit on for years and let it jump the shark and get watered down, but they're choosing to end it on a high. So, hallelujah. Honestly, though, I mean, without giving anything away, I cannot see how the series is going to end with the birds just walking away, So we're going to have to see how they wrap this all up. The first 7 episodes of this 4th and last season are available now on Netflix. The remaining 7 still do not have a release date. Netflix loves to do that. They'll surprise us. But they are supposed to hit later this year. And I, for one, will be counting the minutes. So if you have time, go back, binge the first 3 seasons, and then hit these last 1 from the 7 from this last season. I have a feeling you're going to enjoy it. Now, hey, Pete, we did say we were going to talk Book of Boba Fett, right? Just a little bit.
Yes, we did. A little bit.
Okay. The little bit. Now, you know me, I hate to give things away. I really do. I'm not a fan of spoilers. So,
Spoiler alert.
I can tell you, spoiler alert, last night, I hope you guys saw it, because was that what I was watching? Was Boba Fett? Because I thought it was The Mandalorian. And I went,
yes.
Yay!
Yes. And look, the name of the episode is, I believe it's The Return of the Mandalorian. I think that's the name of the episode. You guys, right?
I think
so.
Yeah.
It was really, it was good. It was good. It was, I think, to be honest, it was my favorite episode so far.
Oh, yeah?
And me too.
Right? Yep. It's had, the show now has had some ups and downs.
Really? I like them all. And I don't like I'm not a Star Wars fan.
I don't know, man.
Really?
I think,
wow.
But you know what they could use more of?
More Mandalorian.
More Jar Jar Binks.
More Jar Jar
That show needs more Jar Jar Binks. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, okay. Chris, go back to drinking some more of that Firefly stuff, man, because I got to tell you, look, Sean agrees. He says last night's Mandalorian was awesome. And I agree. Yes. Like the other episode, second most favorite for me is the one with the Tusken Raiders, where they take them in and they train them up and stuff. I thought that was really, really good. And he had a place to that was he was part of the team, part of the family, and they were training him and stuff. I thought it was really, really good. But last night's kind of brought it all back together in a different way. It was more or less, it became the Mandalorian show which for me was great. I really enjoyed the Mandalorian show.
I think Tara passed out.
Yeah, she did. She couldn't handle the fact that we're talking about the Mandalorian, but
she went to go look for Jar Jar Binks.
Well, yes, I think he's knocking on the door. However, the point being that the show's got its ups and downs. I guess it'll find itself somewhere along the way, and it is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
I think the Book of Boba Fett, in my opinion, could have been. It's good. It's Star Wars. However, I like the Mandalorian better, and it can't be both the same. Show. You can't make Boba Fett the Mandalorian, but it's Hollywood, and they spend millions of dollars on everything. I expect just a little bit more from them. That's my opinion. Sean says last night's Boba Fett had great world building, FX deep dive into the mythology of the Dark Saber, and Mandalorians harken back to episode 1 with the Starfighter. So much goodness. Absolutely. Clearly Chris has been drinking. We don't discuss the Jar Jar. That's from Mediocre Modeler. Agreed.
Jar Jar, yes.
Yes, he's been hitting that bottle for a while.
I need to hit it harder for that.
Yeah, okay. So look, that's the bottom line, right? So this is where we're at, and it's we enjoy it, we like it. I think I expected a little bit more, but last night's episode or the latest episode that had the Mandalorian was off the hook.
Did you see that? She was like not there, and then suddenly the wires kicked in, and she was there.
The magic of theater.
That's right. Bam! Whoa! Who knew that Tara's a little bit of a magician, man? I kind of expected that.
Whoa! I said, "Where's she at?" I said,
"Sorry."
I was like, "Whoa, that's cool. I need to find out how you do that."
Yeah, look, Mediocre Modeler says absolutely the best episode of both Boba Fett and the Mandalorian yet. I agree totally. Karen, thank you for joining us.
So,
Baz, thank you for joining us.
Baz is going to make one of those swords now, right?
Dave and everybody else that's watching us. We're split between YouTube and Facebook, guys. Thank you very much for being with us live. Mediocre Modeler says they did have Ahsoka on an episode of The Mandalorian, so this isn't too much different. Haha, come on. But anyway, look. We have expectations, and they were definitely fulfilled in the Mandalorian episode on Boba Fett. Let's see where they go with this, Tara. I'm not sure. There's hints on where the story might go. I hope they go there. I hope they follow through with that. Yeah. Obviously, he's got the dark saber, right? And there's a whole thing with whether or not.
Where did this dark saber come from? I don't remember anything about that. It must be in a comic book or something.
It's in the lore. It's in there, but it's not in the originals. So. It's somewhere after that. It's by the way,
in the Mandalorian lore.
Okay. Yeah, Baz says I looked into the Cylon sword for you, Chris. Hold that thought.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, now Baz has to do a Mandalorian sword too. But I'd like to see him make it glow like that.
Oh, you're asking for a lot, my man.
I don't know. Baz is talented. He even, I don't know if you got to see some of the stuff he did this week. He even worked on some of the cockpit. It's up and running a little bit more.
For
his Viper.
By the way, so Mediocre Modeler says the Darksaber is in the animated series. Yes, there we go.
I never watched the animated series. Yeah. Animated Boba Fett animated series or the Star Wars animated series?
The Star Wars animated series.
Okay.
So it might be the I don't know which one of the one. Tell us.
Is Jar Jar Binks in the animated series?
No.
Then I'm not watching it.
He's so sad, Chris.
He's so sad. No Jar Jar.
No.
Oh boy. Oh my God. All the tropes and stereotypes and everything else. Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series. Thank you, sir. Yes, Baz is awesome. That's from David Alexander. Thank you guys for commenting. Jeff, love me some Resident Alien. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just finished watching. I rewatched the entire Resident Alien series over the last week or two.
Yes.
And the new one came out yesterday, I think. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
But what a great show. I really enjoy Resident Alien. I mean, That's a really, of course the guy's from Firefly, so it has to be good. Alan,
Right.
I can't say his last name. Alan Truduck. But yeah, he's funny. And if you ever watch, he's also in a show called Con Man.
Oh no.
And you've got to watch. If you haven't seen Con Man, look it up on Amazon or buy it if you have to. It is all about him going to Comic-Cons.
What?
It's all about him going to
amazing.
and it's hilarious. It's got Nathan Fillion in there, and
Oh wow.
they bounce back and forth about going to cons and how crazy people are at the cons, and oh my gosh, it's
wow.
It's not like a live action. It's not like a documentary. It's scripted, and it's funny as can be.
That's
It's
funny.
really
All right,
good.
Cool.
It's called Con
Chris
Man.
Laskowski. Chris, thanks for watching live. Chris
From
is
Down
over
Under,
on-
like with
Yes.
Baz.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the support. And there's a comment. One redeeming episode out of 22, not bad. And David, his mediocre model says actually
Don't
it
hold
is a
back.
very
Pull.
good
Hold
episode.
back.
Yeah. So, oh man.
This little stab, turn, and pull on that. Let's make sure we get all of the guts out in that one.
So watch.
I mean,
Baz
this show
says
is subversive.
it is. Well, Baz said
It's
that.
like-
Get this. Watched episode 5 of Boba Fett last night. Fight scenes are not great, but enjoying the story so far. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just
He's
happy that
old.
they had them.
He's not going
I'm
to fight
happy
that well.
They had them. No, listen, you'll see. I'm happy that
Yeah.
they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's not.
Could be
great.
better if it had Jar
Mandalorian-
Jar, but yeah.
In my
Well,
opinion,
obviously.
Mandalorian is great.
They had
and
the
we'll
really
see.
weird looking Wookiee guy.
Oh
think
yeah, the
that's
gladiator.
great.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
guy's name,
cool.
Black Wookiee. I don't know. It's
Yeah, he's cool, man.
I
He's a
don't know.
gladiator. He's awesome. I like that character.
needs to be they need to have a really bad character.
That's the Wookiee.
Yeah. No, a really bad
Yeah.
character that is actually Jar Jar Binks. Could you
my
imagine a
gosh.
really Jar Jar Binks?
You need.
That would be
to-
amazing. Wouldn't that just blow every Star Wars
Yeah, keep
person's
drinking,
mind?
keep
They're like,
drinking.
they hate everybody hates Jar Jar, but suddenly he comes into the Mandalorian or into the Boba
And
Fett
he
story,
kills the
and he's
kills the franchise.
he's bad.
And he kills the franchise. However, I will tell you this:
Oh.
that for those that haven't watched The Expanse, now The Expanse is some solid sci-fi.
That's
guys.
solid science fiction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
George
And
is in the house.
Avasarala came on. I put it on our page. If you got a chance to see it, scroll down and
Yeah.
see it. But
Yeah.
Avasarala, I can't say her name.
What?
The actress, sorry, that plays Avasarala. I can't. Panush. Anyways,
Sith Jar Jar.
no, Sith Jar Jar. No, it's not who plays it. But she posted a really great video of her talking with the guy who played Inaros on there, and
Oh.
they're fans of this show. It's unlike most of your actors are just they act and play the part, they get paid, they're done. Even you talk to some of the Battlestar Galactica, old and new. It was a job. They got the job done. They did their job. And they left. They're not big fans. She is evidently a big fan because she's really delving into the thought process of the bad guy, and she's like, what do you think he thought about this and this? We watched the entire thing. It's like an interview between two of the actors in the show,
Cool.
and it is cool as can be. She's really great. She's fun. She's got that voice too. She's got that Stevie Nicks voice that's just gonna she could do the all day long on but now that she was on Amazon instead of Netflix or whatever it was, but she can cuss up a storm.
Oh yeah. Jeffrey Walters says maybe Binks can come be the head over the Vespa moped gang.
Yeah, I did not So I watched
so much hate for the Vespa kids.
I did not like them.
It's like everyone.
I did not like them. I did not like them at all. And it was like, really?
Yeah,
you couldn't make it like a bad motorcycle gang. You had to make it a bad motorcycle gang.
All right, so we mentioned
reading lips
the
tonight?
Expanse. We mentioned the Expanse. We mentioned the Star Wars franchise.
Just my Stevie. Stevie Nicks is
yeah,
awesome.
no kidding. And we
but
talked
she
about,
sounds like Stevie Nicks. Sorry.
Yeah, she does a little bit, but that's awesome. So let's see. We got trying to decide which to watch on YouTube or Facebook. Come on over to YouTube, Chris.
Both same time. Make sure you make it out of sync.
Yeah.
So really drives. It's like you're in a stadium. Trust me.
The echo.
Yeah.
There's
like, hello.
Lock and Key is something that I mentioned before.
Started it and I dropped off. It was it wasn't as bad as Waste of Time. I mean Wheel of Time. But...
Oh no, that was good. I like that. How about The Witcher?
Yeah, finished The Witcher. That was good.
Okay, that was good. And there's a couple of other stuff, including the Superman. Right? There's Superman and Lois. That's out there. And that's actually, I don't know where it's going to go. We'll see where that goes. I've been following it because we don't really talk about too much of the superhero shows, but I'm watching that, waiting for the boys to come on. I tried to go to YouTube, but it didn't work. Lola, I don't know what to tell you, but we're actually up because I'm looking at it.
Cylon.
So yeah, you could stay on Facebook if you want, but
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, Paul's here. Paul Roeder's here. Outstanding. All right, from the Colonial Warriors. Paul Roeder, well known in the BSG community.
10 lashes
Thanks for
over
joining
with
us, Paul. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Watch them both, running 2 different devices right now. Thanks, Mediocre Modeler. As a matter of fact, all you guys out there, look, bottom line is Mediocre Modeler, who is a fan of ours, and I have beer. We are fans of his as well. So if you get a chance, stop in and take a look at some of the work that he's doing, Facebook and
his
YouTube.
Merch.
Man, he's got cool stuff, and he's got T-shirts and stuff. So Sean from Battlestar Bulletin Board. Let's see. We have Paul Roeder, we said, from Colonial Warriors. He's involved in a lot of the groups. He's also, like I mentioned before, admin founder. Lola is a moderator from Colonial Warriors. And Baz builds by Baz, full-scale Mark II Colonial Viper. And let's see.
And Bad Blade Builder.
Yeah. Oh,
Baz.
Is that it? Yes, that's right. That's right.
Not only the Colonial Viper, but the Blade Builder. That's Baz.
That's right. Eric Patton is one of those master BSG fan fiction writers.
Yes.
Has a bunch of really, really cool stuff out there. So if you get a chance and you're into the fan fiction crossovers and things, I've said this many, many times. He's done a lot of cool stuff and supporter. We've interviewed him as well.
Yep. We're going to do another one probably soon.
Oh, yeah. The Battlestar Galactica crossover with Planet of the Apes, one of my all-time favorites that he actually did. So, hey, just all cool stuff. Bobby, thank you for watching us. Appreciate it. And so, guys, we're going Picard with Q might be good. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
But only if it has Jar Jar Binks in it.
No, it does not. You need to stop.
Can you imagine Star Wars with Jar Jar Binks? That'd be awesome.
I'm going to cut him off, man. I am going to cut him off. So, bottom line is, yes, there is Picard.
Star Trek Jar Jar Binks. There we go.
The Pike, right?
Yep.
Pike, Strange New Worlds, right? I think
Strange
that's
New
what it's
Worlds.
called.
Can't wait.
Discovery, and we're missing one.
Prodigy.
There's one other. Prodigy. Bottom Decks, I think, is the other one.
Lower Decks.
There's plenty.
Yeah,
Lower Decks.
I like Lower Decks.
It's
my Simpsons kind of funny type thing.
It's cute.
And they have
it's not as funny as Simpsons,
Easter
but it's
eggs,
good.
Tara. A lot of Easter eggs to the original TOS stuff. Really, really cool. A lot of fun. So there's plenty of good sci-fi out there. All the franchises except ours are represented. Ours being Battlestar Galactica. We're hoping, fingers crossed. Chris reached out again, and we're working angles to see if we can get some
get hold of Kinsberg.
Yep. he has been giving some interviews,
Right.
so we have hope that he'll come on. We've been trying to work with his agent, get him on. We do
Either
have
that or I'm going to get a restraining order, one of the two. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet.
that'll be number 2, because that goes right behind Marion Jensen's.
Marion Jensen's restraining order doesn't mean anything. It just it's actually a love letter. Obviously, she signed it, so.
No, she didn't. He's making that up. And anyway, bottom line is,
I am making that up. Marion, if you're out there,
please call. Yeah, and Sharon Monroe, if you're out there, please call.
Sharon, if you're out there, Sharon Monroe, please call. We've been trying to get hold of you for a long time.
Please,
as well as Sue Paxton, another great fan fiction writer. She's on Goodreads. I've sent her numerous.
Yeah.
All right, I've stalked her on Goodreads and sent her numerous things on Goodreads. So she's probably on the verge of giving me an internet stalking thing.
Block. Oh yeah, for sure. So Tara, what else is on the horizon that you're interested in watching, or are you watching anything now?
Other than Ozark and Boba Fett were like the 2 biggies that I'm knee deep in right now. Finished Ozark and now gonna have to go back and watch those 7 episodes again until the next set of them come out for the rest of the because they split up this final season, so they just dropped 7 episodes and now we have to wait.
You can't binge it.
Remaining 7.
I like 1883. They just dropped the next couple of ones. If you've seen 1883 with Sam.
I haven't yet. Is it good?
Oh my gosh, it is amazing acting.
I'm gonna check it out.
Amazing story. Of course.
Love it.
Yeah.
And
anything with Sam in it has got to be good. So.
Clearly, my mom would agree. Definitely, Sam is the man. Yeah. But yeah, and a lot of the other stuff that we mentioned repeat, like Picard. I can't wait for this season of Picard.
Yeah,
Q is going to be there. I'm so psyched for Q.
Yeah. I don't know. When's Picard kickoff?
It's coming up soon.
It's very soon. I just saw a new trailer, actually.
Okay. I don't know
check it out and send
I'm more interested in seeing that or Brave New Worlds.
Yeah.
Picard, man.
Brave New Worlds isn't until that's not till like
I don't know.
June,
I'm just not a real big Picard fan.
Anson Mount, then. Pike is definitely then.
That's the Brave New Worlds, right?
Yeah. That's gonna be.
That's the one I think I want to see.
Oh, March 3rd. Sean
just
mentioned
good. Okay,
March
it's
3rd.
not that long. Okay,
Sean also said he thinks he has an old email for Sharon Monroe.
For Sharon Monroe.
Yeah.
So
send another email to her. I've called people that we thought were relatives.
Send it over, Sean. Send it over, and
I literally called people with the last name saying, "Hi, my name's Chris. I'm with." Actually, more along the lines of,
"Hi, my name's Chris, and I was just wondering if you happen to know Sharon Monroe."
Hey, Chris, why don't we if Sean can make this connection for us, let's see how we can kind of double team between
her
and
Bulletin
Board and us and get Sean on and do this whole thing. That would be kind of cool.
Well, we also have the other person that's waiting to. She wants to reread her books first.
Yes,
I'm drawing a blank. What's her name?
That's right, Fran Severn.
That's it, Severn.
Oh.
Yeah. So for those of you that have this or not familiar, here it is.
That's the one I don't have. He has the one I don't have, and I have the other two.
We're gonna get her on board. She's gonna come on the show.
So Pete completes me.
Yes, exactly. George says February 3rd, and he brought up the Halo series that is well anticipated by a lot of gamers. So I knew her well. I know. Hey, Eric, come on, man. Where is she, man? Hook it up, man. Let's cleaning lady, Hulu. All right, James. Maybe.
I am actually about to start Cleaning Lady. I've heard
that's the one where she cleans up after killings.
On Hulu.
Yes, I heard something about that. All right. Okay. So
which reminds me of
check it out, let you know.
Oh, what's the show I've been watching with it's on Stars.
Is it a sci-fi show?
No.
Sci-fi or not?
It's on Stars. It's the
just the popular one.
It's really good. If you got Stars, it's the Providence. It's about the Rhode Island. I can't think of the name of it. Anyways, it's a cop type show in Providence, in the arm of Rhode Island, the Cape Cod.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Fran,
Okay.
get this. Eric says Fran and I were on the original mailing list in the late 90s. Oh boy, Eric. I remember when you came on the show and we talked about this. I mean, you were all up in it. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was kind of towards the end of, their major run, or like the apex of the fan fiction stuff, and you were, all up in it. But man, we'd like to have them all come on. I mean, it would be great if we had you and, you, Eric, and Sharon, and Paxton, and that would be tremendous.
And Jar Jar Binks.
However, and of course, yes, in spirit for Chris to to fulfill himself.
That's
However, we do have someone coming on the show scheduled for next week, and it is going to be a blast from the past. And he put together and published and wrote the Adama journals.
Yes.
So we have Mr. Simmons coming, and he's going to tell us all about the days of days past.
I definitely want to ask him, at what point in time did they call it quits, and why? Why stop making the fan fiction? Was it because the internet caught up to the point where, is that when AOL kicks in and everybody was on message boards at that time, and nobody was buying the paper versions over the thing? I just wondered what stopped fan fiction. I mean,
Eric,
It's a great
Eric
question.
just said,
yeah.
oh yeah, Eric said the end of the clean slate days, then before we transition to our still going fanfic list. Yes.
Yeah.
So Eric was in on that last tail end of founder email. Will side chat you. Thank you, sir. That's Sean from Battlestar Bulletin Board. Mediocre Modeler says, I was never really offended that they made it a little cooler. I'm reserving my reservation until you paint. Okay, good. So you, Boba Fett, let's see, took a starfighter that looks like a plastic toy and turned into a kick-ass, fully blown V8 with There's a whole ship thing going on, guys. So the Mandalorian gets a ship, so you got to see it for yourselves.
He gets a ship back.
I heard some commentary. Yeah, well, let's give it till you get back. When you get back to the next rotation,
then we'll talk about the last
then
one.
we'll talk. Then we'll talk all about,
definitely. I want everybody to catch up to this. Yeah, because I think last night's episode was the biggie.
Dirty ship.
They need to, that's right. So we'll see. All right, so look, we are going to jump into Chris. We have a new segment, Tara, that we're going to bring up this show, and it's, what did you call it, Chris? You named it the
Lucifer Chronicle. I gotta do that right.
Lucifer Chronicle, yes.
Let's see, we gotta get that right. Let's see, I think it's this one, maybe.
The Lucifer Chronicles. So Tara,
the
thank
Lucifer
you so
Chronicles.
much.
Join us here on Interfleet Broadcasting.
I love it.
Go ahead, do it again.
What? Oh.
The Lucifer Chronicles. Join us here on Interfleet Broadcasting.
Awesome.
All right. So, for those of you that are not aware, there is going to be a build on the Lucifer model head that Chris is now thrown himself into. And so we're going to be following this along as he creates his own AI, and we'll see how long that takes before Chris disappears.
Before I give up or I short circuit something in my house or blow myself up. I think next week we'll talk about power supplies. This week we won't talk about power supplies. We don't have enough time to do that. This week we'll talk a little bit about programming and some Arduino stuff that we were supposed to talk about last week.
Oh, God.
But,
yes, Chris.
The power supply thing has been an adventure.
Triple T.
I'm looking to almost carry a car battery around with me on the back.
He taught himself Cylon language.
Yes.
So it's not even binary. It's Arduino or something.
Hopefully somebody else knows Arduino better than I do. Maybe out there that can help me out. But
I don't think anybody wants to learn that.
I'm definitely in the definite Pascal and Cobalt days of this.
Hey, John One is with us. Thanks, John, for joining us. So we're about to introduce a new short segment. It's the Lucifer Chronicles, and Triple T, the Tipsy Toaster, Chris is putting together his own Lucifer head, and it's going to work. And so he's got the build, and we're going to get into it. So Tara, thank you very much stopping by. And you know, when you get back the next time you come by the solar system, we're going to talk about, you know, all the rest of the stuff that's out there.
All right, we got to kick.
Yes.
Are we kicking her out of the Basestar?
Later, Tara. She's taking off.
That's it. I'm off to Mos Eisley to get a drink, guys.
Yes.
There's a guy there that I want you to meet. His name is
Jar Jar Binks.
And
oh boy.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you
John,
so
you just
much
came
for having
on.
me back, guys.
Take care.
Absolutely. Thanks,
I'll
Tara.
see you soon.
Yep.
Stay safe and be awesome. John, you just joined us. Triple T has been imbibing, and he's stuck on Jar Jar Binks. Yeah.
I still think Jar Jar Binks is a Jedi.
Yeah, you're crazy,
you go online,
okay.
go to Google and type in Jar Jar Binks is a Jedi, and it will show you proof
that he is.
Jar Jar Binks is.
Okay. So,
anyways,
Mediocre Modeler is going to meet up with Tara at the cantina. Okay. Yes.
Don't leave us.
All right. Yeah, no, just keep...
We have Firefly.
No, they're going to make sure that it's on the monitor in the cantina. So that's okay. So, yeah,
that would be cool.
No problem.
I don't think we'll we'll ever be that famous, but it'll be cool.
When are you guys going to put me in touch with Katee Sackhoff? Get her on the show. Oh, yes, Baz. We're working on it.
She's on the show. Ready, Baz?
Yeah, here
she is
ready,
for you.
Baz. Here it goes. Ready? And voila.
There she is.
She's on the show.
Look at that. Oh, hi, Baz. How are you? I find your knives really sexy.
Oh, boy. All right.
Katie's an interesting character, though. She's now I talked to her at a convention. Now, sorry, squirrel. Baz started it, not me. I met her at on a couple of conventions, mostly Dragon Con, and talked to her at length and a couple things, and then during her what do they call it, the panel at the top, I always ask the question of the panel, who's a real sci-fi fan, and she came across and she said, so the question I asked her was, are you a real sci-fi fan, or what did you think about the old Battlestar Galactica? And she comes across and goes, I am a science fiction fan.
Oh.
She says, I was with my dad, we watched the old Battlestar Galactica and everything else. So she's one of those actors that actually is a fan. Is it okay to say actors, even though they're actress?
Actor.
So she's actually a fan. So it's she was fun to talk to. And then also I've got video on our YouTube site of when the year after Richard died. So I met Richard at Dragon Con 2017. That was literally a couple of months before he died. And he didn't seem like he was that sick to me, but and nobody was at his table. It killed me. So that's why I drug my daughter over there. So you need to meet this guy. So she actually had some words at one of the cons I recorded, and it's not the greatest video. It was an older phone, but either way, she has some nice words to say. So if you get a chance, check out our YouTube channel. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the checkbox and say, hey, subscribe or like, one of the two. It doesn't matter. Both would be preferred. But but Katee Sackhoff is really good. Baz is totally correct. I'd like to get you in touch with her. I would like to get in touch with her too, but she just had a baby too, by the way.
Baz wants to know, did she ask about me?
She said somebody was stalking her and had a weird, funny accent. So
I'm sure that's not what he meant, but Baz,
probably not you, Baz. It was probably somebody else.
Yeah, probably somebody else.
Yeah.
Triple T. So hey, let's go. Lucifer Chronicles.
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 Chronicles. So tonight I'm just going to go across. We're going to talk about the eyes. So I posted a couple of videos on our Instagram site, and after tonight I'll post them on our Facebook site. And the eyes. So I've done some really deep research on Lucifer's eyes, in regards to what they look like on screen and everything else. I have paused and I went through. What was the Pete? You gonna help me out here? What was the one with the castle? It was the Young Lords. No, Young Lords. I think so. Yeah, the Young Lords. Yeah. So that was the one with both Lucifer and Spectre in it.
Oh, that was good.
If you pause it a bunch of times and look at it and you really tear it apart like I do, the eyes are out of sync in some spots. They'd be like, one will be like this and before it hits over. So it's doing this number a little bit. It's hard to catch. So they weren't perfectly synced. And they were also, they blink. They're not smooth like the Cylon eye. The Cylon eye was kind of a smooth, had like a trail behind it. The Lucifer eyes were like they're very up and down. Funny. So to create the Lucifer eye, I went ahead and got a couple of pieces of equipment from Adafruit, ADARUIT.
Okay.
So this is kind of the come here.
Oh boy!
I had taped them in my
wires and
I had taped them in my thing, so it's easier to show this way. I would put them on the overhead camera, but it's not going to be that way.
Yeah, let's see.
So
what do you got?
So this is from Adafruit. This is the. Hang on. I just want to make sure I don't unplug something because I really want to show you how it works tonight.
Yes, bricks in the wild.
Go. So tonight, this is the eyes. So these
Paul said he never noticed what you're talking about.
Yeah. So these are Adafruit, ADA fruit. So they're 8. They're 8 little what they call neopixels. And the thing about these is not like there's a lot of LED lights in some of your like rope lights and everything else. Thing with those is most of them are not programmable. Each one of these pixels has a computer inside of it. So you can actually program it. Yeah, what?
You know that the only thing that I think Paul Roeder and I ever thought about when we saw Lucifer is what would happen if you shot him in the head. And number 2 is, are you going to show us his head or not?
Yeah.
All you're showing us is like the guts.
We'll get to. I mean, I'm sanding the crap out of Lucifer right now, so I've got he's starting to turn maroon like he's supposed to be.
Ooh.
But we're getting there.
Cool.
So there's the lights. Oh no, I just unplugged something. Hang on.
He's not gonna be. His eyes are gonna be all messed up.
Well, no, they won't work at all.
Crooked eyes and hey, John, thanks for joining us. John McCartney's on. Yeah. So yeah.
So hang on. It's really there. We go. Give me 1 second. So
put it back.
I had to program Lucifer's eyes.
Oh boy.
And the thing about Lucifer's eyes is I don't know programming. I know BASIC and Pascal and all that other stuff from way back when.
Right.
But
you had to write code.
I had to write code.
Make it work. By the way, Chris, is that what they did back in the day too? Like in the original?
I don't know. They may have just had they would have had to do something. I really don't know. It's a good question, though.
I'm just curious. Like, I mean, I know the technology is, we're talking 40 years. I find it hard to believe that what you're talking about and what you have in your hands and is what they did. I would imagine they must have done something else.
Similar. Yeah.
Curious.
So
John McCartney says hello, family. By the way.
Hey. So what you do is you program a small computer, and they come in different sizes. And this is, for instance, this is one size. This is a Gemma. This is what's called a Gemma. How do you do it?
Oh boy!
So this is
that's crazy.
This is a small one. A lot of people will do this for head-worn pieces. Each one of these things kind of needs to control one output. It's not like a Raspberry Pi will do multiple outputs. This thing only kind of does one in regards to the videos or into lights. So the one I'm using is called a Nano. So this is Nano. This is the Nano.
All right. So for those of you that are tuning in, Tipsy Toaster's actually showing us all of the electronics that go into putting together a modern version
Just the eyes tonight.
just the eyes of Lucifer from the 1978 version of Battlestar Galactica, our beloved show.
Yep.
And I don't know. The old school way was a simple chip which ran grain of weight light bulbs.
Probably.
That's what Chris Laskowski just told me.
Huh.
Or told us.
Probably know more than I do about it. As I don't know. I didn't really get the Lucifer piece out of it. There's a lot of stuff on the Cylon piece, but there's not a lot of stuff on the Lucifer piece.
Interesting.
But so there's that. So you have to solder those things together, and you end up with something that looks like this.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, I also discovered that you don't solder them this way; you solder them the other way. But anyways, that's a learning thing. So there's little writings on what this thing. So each one of these pins does a specific thing, and this pin, there's 2 pins here. There's power, and 1 pin has got data. That data pin goes to a resistor because you have to have a resistor in line with the data pin, otherwise it doesn't work right. And then you program it utilizing a USB connection, which is what this is. But great thing is once it's programmed, it stays programmed. You can unplug it from your computer and just use a power supply, like a 5-volt power supply, which is what I'm going to plug in here in a second. If I can.
Oh, wow. Don't blow the whole fuse. Can't wait to see the finished product. Way to go, Chris. That's John.
I can't wait to see it either.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris is putting a lot of time in this. I don't think Lucifer will need an emotion chip. He's known to snicker, express sarcasm, and cunning deceit with a desire to take over Boltar's throne. Yep. In this case, it's going to be a Lucifer that is going to look to take over Chris's apartment.
Yep. So I just plugged in the battery.
He just blew it off.
Yeah, it's going to take over. He's already taken over.
Yeah, he has.
So plugged in the battery, and here are the eyes.
Oh boy. But they're not red.
They are red. It doesn't do well here, but they're red.
Okay.
So this is his eyes.
They sync. They're not in sync.
They're in sync.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh boy. Hey, George, we'll look at them carefully.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man.
They're in sync.
George says they might have a lazy eye.
So
Kaiser Carl in the house. Hello all. Hey,
yeah, so
welcome.
That's all of that just to get this working.
Okay, show us the head. I want to see the head.
Next part. Hang on.
Oh,
so that's where I've gotten with the eyes. So that's kind of where we stopped with that until I can get some power supply. So power supply is another interesting because of the number of LEDs I'm putting in his head and the power the LEDs are. I need a large power supply.
Oh boy.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, let's get his head out here.
John says, I have to admit, Tipsy's knowledge on this electronic stuff kind of scares me. Remind me to open a file on him. Yeah. Once he starts talking about this, it is kind of scary, man. Skynet. That's right. Sean said it. We're all in trouble.
So here is the sketch. Now, they call these things sketches for Lucifer. Give me a second. I'm going to bring it up.
Mediocre Modeler says, flashing red lights on the internet. Hopefully no epileptics are watching. Yes. No. That's right.
So
what do you got?
program this thing in Arduino. Give me a second here. Come on.
Start talking in foreign language.
Yep.
George says, where's the Christmas tree? An energizer for Cyrus Bellaby. Yeah.
Yep. So let me move this over.
Oh, you can do the overhead?
Yeah. I'm going to do the desktop.
Bring it up. Oh,
so
no, you can show us the Arduino.
This is the Arduino code.
Oh, God.
So there's probably a simpler way out to do this, and a lot of people will probably figure it out much better than I have, but me being the first time playing with Arduino, and I couldn't get fast LED to work because these pixels were different.
Wow.
So this is kind of the programming piece. So for instance, I don't know how hard this is to see. I can't get it.
It's very hard. That's crazy, dude.
Can't get it to see. Anyways, it's like, each one of these is for a pixel command. It says, you know, turn off the pixel first, and then turn on the red color on 1, turn the red color on 15, and then turn off the red color on 15 and turn the red color off on 0, or 0 and 15. So you're actually going per LED. So you're telling each LED turn on, turn off, then wait 40 milliseconds, and then turn the next one on and then off, and then wait 40 milliseconds and then turn the next one on and then off, and then wait 40 milliseconds. And you have to do that for every single pixel that's inside there. That's 16 pixels because there's 8 in each little thing. So I don't know how exciting that was for some of you guys to look at, but I'll tell you, that's hours worth of work, hitting the internet, trying to figure it out. And I tried to copy somebody else's code, and that doesn't work. Especially in these NeoPixels were different because they're not only red, green, blue, but they're red, green, blue, and white. So there was an extra channel there that I didn't know about, and I was trying, and yeah, it almost, you know, I almost threw it out the window a couple of times. It was very frustrating.
George says, send it to China.
Oh yes, that's the solution. It'll come back with 19.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but it's still just as funny.
Yeah.
All right, so
that's all that. So the next piece is
the model.
Next piece is the head.
Oh.
So.
Ooh.
Had this 3D printed, and
yes.
You're like, hey, 3D printed, that's gonna be great. It is great.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure Mediocre Modeler will come back and tell me, what is it? Spackle, sand, repeat. He has a motto.
Come on, MM. It'll come up in a second, but ask Mr. McGee, light on, light off.
Off, yeah. Light on, light off. So if you look closely at the back, you'll see some of the printing marks. And then you have to get this putty in there and sand it out. And even some spots are lower than others, that even though you have a 3D printer, some of the spots end up lower. So to get this thing perfectly smooth to the point where I need, because Lucifer was very shiny.
Smooth.
Everybody thought he was silver, but he's actually maroon.
Putty, sand, repeat.
Repeat, that's it. Putty, sand, repeat. And that's what I've been doing. And even he's had some really major where some of the connections were for the build. Like they have little break off things. I don't know, Mediocre Model probably know what they're called. But the little supports left really huge gaps and problems in here.
Oh. So
that was a definite problem in regards to that. So I've been puttying, sanding, and repeating for a very long period of time. And I'm still having to do a lot bit more. And then after I get it down to a little bit, then I'm gonna we call it, maybe Mediocre Modeler knows it. I think I can use the automotive primer on him. So I will automotive primer him after that. And then of course, putty, sand, and repeat any imperfections. And then I'll paint him up and he'll be ready to go. So he's getting there. I can tell you it's a messy process. If it's messy, you go out to the garage. I don't have a garage, so I go to my kitchen sink. And
it looks cool though.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's definitely a little splotchy now, but he's definitely getting there. And I also sanded out the eyes and the mouth. The mouth to fit the plastic pieces.
All right, so we got
somewhat clear plastic pieces.
2 comments.
Okay.
Yes, it's Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, that's right.
Sand on, sand off.
Yes.
Wax on, wax off.
And Mediocre Modeler says prime it with plasti dip.
What? How do you
reading what he said.
Can't sand plasti dip.
I don't know.
You cannot sand plasti dip.
MM said that. MM said it. I'm not. It's not me. I'm not saying.
I know plasti dip really well because I did cars. I did an entire car with plasti dip.
You can't sand it?
No. You can't sand plasti dip.
So what do you use it for?
I don't know. Maybe to fill in the holes. I don't know because it's just literally spray on plastic. It's like a rubber.
John McCartney says, all right, so John, check this out. The Tipsy Toaster has been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
And a couple of shows we showed what Chris is going to use for the brain parts.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, we're riffing on it and we're going with this.
Yeah.
So John wants to know, will you be using old school rope lights in the dome like the original prop? And the answer is no. Do you have any of that stuff handy?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, just
kidding me? I've been working on it, so it's all laying right here.
Yeah, it's really fascinating what's available.
Fabric.
Yeah, so Chris went through 2 of these.
Yeah.
2 different colors, and
so
I
it's
think
a fabric, and you put the lights on the inside of the fabric.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see them there. There's LEDs there.
Yeah, so
and each one of these LEDs is programmable, and it'll sparkle.
Yeah.
So in the original Lucifer, you see it kind of spin.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to be able to get that effect because I'm not using rope lights. I'm using programmable. I just kind of want a sparkly type thing going on.
Yeah.
I think they would have done a sparkly thing too if they could have done the sparkly thing. So, but it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be real close. I mean, look.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That brains.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What about Bondo?
That's what the this stuff is.
That's what that is, right? So you did Bondo on it?
Yeah, this is fill in. It's Bondo spot putty.
Yeah, spot putty. Okay, cool.
I didn't even know there's a big like here. I didn't even know there's a big dent here until you filled it in, and now you can feel over top of it, and it's not. There's no dent there. I couldn't even tell there was a dent there before.
Baz says, "Gotta go, lads. Tell Katee Sackhoff she can catch me next time." Baz, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Baz was on with from down under in Australia. Tuning in.
Check out his Viper page too. He just did some more work on the
cool stuff. Thanks for tuning in, Baz. Really appreciate it. So we still have a couple of things
holding you to that sword, Baz.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're gonna keep you posted on the Lucifer Chronicles.
Yep. So the Lucifer build will be going. I think next week we'll talk power supplies. Yeah. And when I say power supplies, we're talking.
Yes, we're talking huge batteries. See you, Baz. We're
talking batteries.
Oh boy, yeah. So this is all. Also get this, guys. That this is for ultimately. Chris is going to go to Dragon Con and wear Lucifer.
Yes, Lucifer will be at Dragon Con.
Yeah, Chris Laskowski says, I'm sure you can't find rope lights with different animation lights cycles. Just covered it with me craft tube. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the craft tube stuff. That's what that is. It's pretty cool.
Baz says we call it
and
Carbog. It's a putty for repairing panel damage. Yeah. You can mix resin in it and call it Rondo. Makes it a lot harder.
I don't think I need that.
That's all right, Baz. Thanks, buddy. So we're gonna now jump into Chris. We're gonna do the comic book.
Sure, we can do the comic book.
Give
me a minute.
The Maximum Press, and it's going to be the Starbuck. Right, so we're going to start with the Starbuck series, Rob Liefeld's Starbuck Tale, and it's a good one. So for you guys that have been looking at it or following or have them, good stuff. And so we got the overhead camera we're going to use for this, and Chris is going to walk us through. This is the first issue introducing the Starbuck story. And there's a narrative and a timeline that they put in on this, which is super, super cool. So when Chris is ready, he's going to jump cut over to the overhead, and there he is. So
all right, check. Can you hear me?
You ready? Yep, can hear you. It's
all
all you, Chris.
I have to watch this thing. All right, so this is the new Starbuck. Maximum Press. Now we just finished with Maximum Press Battlestar Galactica, whereas if you remember, these kind of look Planet of the Apes-ish, because this is future.
Yes.
This is a future version of Battlestar Galactica, so this is many years in the future, and that's kind of why we got this version of it. I really like the Starbuck because this one is in a different timeline, and I know I hate going to the back first of a comic, but it's important that we go to the back to this one so you get an idea where this one lies. So this one actually has a timeline in the back. So this is the timeline for Battlestar Galactica.
And this was licensed, by the way, right? So
Yep.
this is not, like fan fiction. This is official. And you can make out, right? It's telling you when the years in Apollo and Sheba are sealed. Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold it. There we go. Adama is born on Caprica. So they've created a timeline for us to be able to understand, what the stories, where these stories fit in.
And it's important that you get the timeline because this story lies between a couple of episodes of the original Battlestar Galactica, which is cool because it does a lot of references back to those episodes during this. So this is this one is if you look at the front page, it starts out at 7342. 7342, the 12 colonies of the 11 Battlestars destroyed. Cylon sneak attack. Apollo gets sealed to Serena. She dies a short time later. Yes. I mean, Battlestar Galactica Pegasus, returning for 2 yarns. This is all happens in this time between 42 and 44, so it's 2 years time frame. So this happens in the Terra trilogy. Now this, you look at the very front page of this one. It talks. I love they always started out with history of the Galactica. All of the regular stuff. But the story so far is where it's important. So the story so far, it has been a yarn, since the destruction of the colonies. After preventing a war on the planet Terra, see episode highlight in back, the Battlestar Galactica and her crew are now moving away from that Earth-like planet and have resumed their quest to find their missing brothers and sisters from the 13th tribe. So this is happening right after the Baltar and Commander Leader and that kind of episode.
The Eastern Alliance.
Starts out great. I know these is, I guess can't really get too much closer on these, but so the Starbuck in this one looks like Starbuck. Whereas the Starbuck in the future Starbuck one, let me find a Starbuck picture. All right, he wasn't in this episode much, evidently. There's Commander Kane, Apollo. All right, well, I guess I picked the one he's not in. Really?
Well,
all right. Well, anyways,
yeah,
he looks
a lot different. There, it's on the cover, man. He's on the cover of that.
No, that's Kane.
Oh, that's Kane? Okay,
Yeah.
they kind of look alike.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he looks like a surfer dude. Let's see if I can find one.
So Eric says, I think it's supposed to take place after Experiment in Terra.
Yes.
But the story kind of gave a vibe that the war hadn't been stopped yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I get that same feeling.
Yeah.
So it's but they also talk about Commander Leader getting away. Leader, getting away, and so that happens after they save that planet.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does.
Well,
Well,
I think it is.
yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. But
So
now,
go
yeah.
ahead.
No. I was gonna comment on the Cheetos. Instead of looking like cubits, they look like Cheetos.
So
lighter. Oh, hold on.
Lighter.
Eric says it's pronounced lighter.
lighter,
Correct. Lighter. Lightger.
like a lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So Starbucks gambling, and he's with. This is a really gives you the warm and this whole first part gives me the warm and fuzzy. It's the Starbuck and Jolly and Boomer playing cards and It's the back and forth. It feels really Battlestar Galactica-ish. It's got a great little back and forth in how he beats Jolly after Jolly. He fools Jolly and beats Jolly and takes all his qubits. And he's like, yeah, now I've got to... and he's like, and Jolly's like, if I lose these qubits, I'm going to have nothing to bet on the when we go to the Celestra. Or not the Celestra, the Rising Star. So they haven't been to the Rising Star yet either. So they're talking about going to the Rising Star, and he's talking about, hey, I've got this plan. And he loses, and Jolly's like, no, I have no money left now. I can't do anything at the Rising Star. So, but, Starbuck, and he's like, oh, okay, guys, thanks for your money. And this Boomer's in here, too. And thanks for your money. Says, I'm going to go see Cassiopeia. So he breaks away from there and goes talk to Cassie. And this, literally, when I turned the page here and looked at this and read it, I literally said, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Because, so he's going to go see Cassie. This is, says, I haven't been this lucky in Yarns. I love this, too. Says, I haven't been this lucky in Yarns. I could stand to win big on the Rising Star. Maybe I could talk Cassiopeia into going there tonight.
Uh-oh.
Just to play one or two hands. So he opens the door and is like, you're late, hotshot. And I can hear that in Cassie's voice, too, You're late, hotshot. And you're like, whoa.
Paul says full pyramid. And Colin says, is there a BSG card game with cards shaped like the ones they used in the original series?
Yes.
We'll cover that.
Actually, we're actually supposed to cover that. Right? That was one of our things.
We're going to do that. We're going to play.
Yeah.
We will play.
We'll teach you how to play.
Yeah, we'll teach you how to play because we got the cards. Chris made them, and we got them. So, yep.
Can I say, whoa? So here's Cassie.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
So sorry, Cass. I had to file a report for the Colonel. Really, Starbuck. So that jingling sound I hear was not your tonight's earnings. Why do I even try to con you? She says, I don't know, but I forgive you.
All right. Calm down. Eric tells us that this was our first look at Cassie in the Max series because she is missing in the future, quote, future stories.
That's true. She isn't in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Very good point.
Yep. So
they're kissing and they're like going to go out and everything else. And of course, red alert, there's a Cylon attack. So, and of course, Cassie's like, why? Why do I even fall for a colonial warrior? Now, it's funny, tonight, when we talk about Battle of Molukai, Cassie's in that one too.
Oh, absolutely.
So, we're back to, here's Apollo, there's a fight going on, and it's the people that are invading it's Commander Leiter. Cool, Leiter. Sorry, Leiter. Really cool pictures here.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Really good art.
Oh wow, look at that. I like that.
Really good art. So Commander Leiter is attacking the Galactica, and it's the Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
He talks about in the show. Says the past two like with the Wolf Pack. Well, he has 250 of the
ships.
Cruisers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming after them. And these are bombers, and they drop bombs on the Galactica. And
oh wow, look at that.
So, Galactica gets hit with the bombs. Things aren't looking good for the Galactica at this point. And Starbuck's like, how do I stop these guys? We shoot at him, but there's just not, they can't hit him enough to get to him in time. He says, well, wait a minute, I can shoot the bombs out of the bay. So they open these bomb bay doors, and they drop them on the Galactica. So when they open up the bomb bay doors, Starbuck shoots the bombs.
Ooh.
Great idea, except you're a little too close.
Oh.
So it blows the wing off his Viper, and the system takes over. Now, I like what they did here is they made a reference, because most of the time it's like, well, that wasn't in the original show. So if you remember the original show, they had it was a Korra that was able to fly the Viper by itself.
Yes.
So this kind of references it a little bit in regards to, thank you. What was the scientist that invented Korra?
There's Dr. Wilker.
Dr. Wilker, thank you.
Yeah.
So Dr. Wilker had put some of that stuff into the Viper. So even though Starbuck's kind of knocked unconscious, the Viper is taking over and looks for the closest habitable planet,
right?
And crash lands it on a habitable planet. And of course, he wakes up after crash landing, and whoa,
there's ladies there. Got to be ladies.
It's a Starbuck, of course. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. I can't believe this is great. And he says, oh no, you're on Lunar 1 prison colony.
Oh, not cool.
Yeah, yay. But let's see if anybody catches this. So they're like, oh yeah, we're resistance. We're fighting against the forces here. And it says, she's like, thank you, Starbuck. This isn't heaven, but be careful, Starbuck. 3 of your ribs are broken. It says, after we found you, Colonel Watts taped them, but you should be you should try to keep still. Does anybody know who Colonel Watts is? Colonel
Watts.
Charlie Watts. Anybody know that name? Charlie Watts. Charlie. Anybody know Charlie Watts?
Give it a second.
We'll see if anybody remembers Charlie Watts.
All right.
So, anyways, this is Charlie Watts, and he's the leader of the resistance on the thing, and they're talking about the neuron bombs and how they cleared out all of the colonies without destroying the buildings. So it kind of talks more along the lines of a nerve agent.
Oh boy, that's not cool.
Anybody get Colonel Watts yet?
No. I'm watching
Nobody's
both.
got Charlie Watts yet?
I have YouTube and Facebook.
And
Charlie was the guy that Apollo looked like.
That's right. Charlie Watts.
Mediocre modeler. Bam! Gold
Charlie
star.
Watts was the person in the experiment in Terra that Apollo came down and Amnesia, remember Amnesia? Met him in the desert. It says, oh, it's Charlie Watts. So this is the guy that Apollo plays in the show. So really cool tie-in. I think that's amazingly good little tie-in there that they tied Experiment in Terra into this comic.
Oh, boy.
So anyways, there's a prison planet. So they say, hey, we need to break out so-and-so. So they go about and they say, well, nobody, nothing's impenetrable. Starbuck, he can do anything. He looks at the thing and says, whoa, that might be impenetrable. So they attack the prison colony. And they make one of the things he said here, it was kind of interesting, I thought, was I learned how to so he's talking about making a bow and arrow. He says, I learned how to make this. I remember going to the thorn forest near my hometown of Umbra. My father, I think, showed me how to select a good piece of wood and fashion this weapon. Anybody know what that came from? That came from another series with... so they talk about him being a orphan, but from the Thorn Forest in Umbra on one of the episodes of Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
So anybody remember that episode? Anybody remember the episode?
Well,
do you remember that?
Not only, we need the famous actor that was in that episode as well.
Yes.
Who actually, Man with 9 Lives.
Yes.
That's right. Of course, Professor Patton knows that, and that is whom, and he got the part, and Paul, of course, Paul Roeder got it as well. Man with 9 Lives, Carl, and it's because he wanted to appease his grandkids, and so that's why he was basically retired. And he came on the show because they were big fans of Battlestar Galactica. Yes, Fred Astaire, mediocre modeler. Yep, Fred Astaire. And yeah, he was retired by then, but his grandkids loved Battlestar Galactica, and so he does that. He does that part. He plays the part of the man with 9 lives, which is great. Great episode.
So they go. So they're trying to rescue. So the what do you call it? The Charlie Watts and the Resistance is trying to rescue a specific person out of the prison camp. That specific person is in there, but the Eastern Alliance does not know that this guy is really big into the intel. He's the intel guy for everything, and they really need to go hold to this guy. And he knows all the stuff about the Eastern Alliance, but they don't know who the guy is. So otherwise they would have killed him already. So they're going to break in and get this guy out. So they break, they do the kind of the diversion tactics, and they break in. Starbucks breaks in. He uses his pit blaster to get in past things. Really great episode. Some really great action series here. Rob Liefeld did a really good job on this. I think I'm really impressed with the pictures and the storyline. So they get in. He gets in there, and he finally he says, "Where's this guy? Where's this guy? Where's this guy? I need to find him. I need to find him. Where's so and so? Oh, here he is. We found him." And then lighters, and then the prison guard commander.
Ooh.
Which looks really cool, by the way. Commandant Kresh. You have to have
his
that
head's all fracked up, man. He's like, his eyes all busted. And
so Commandant Kresh shows up and says, we've been wondering which one of you was the intel guy, so now we know. And, of course, it says, to be continued.
Nice.
So, really, I'm really impressed with this one so far. I think I like it better than the original Battlestar Galactica ones. Mainly because I think it lies in the original timeline.
The timeline. Yeah. Very cool.
But the timeline's in the back. It's really good. And, of course, they actually describe the Terra trilogy, the Experiment in Terra, Baltar's Escape, Experiment in Terra 1 and 2, and Baltar's Escape, Greetings from Earth. Those are in here. It kind of describes it out. But I love this, because they went ahead, and so this is the time frame where the Battlestar Galactica series happens. This is 7344 as Apollo and Sheba are sealed. 7345, if you remember from the last Battlestar Galactica comic, which was set in the future, they have a son, and the son's name is Kane, after Sheba's father. That's a 7345. 7346, Obama is approximately 134 years old, begins to exhibit signs of the Katee syndrome, which is why they put him in. If you watched our last episodes, he's stasis. And then Ty retires from military service at 7349. 7351, Athena's promoted to colonel and becomes Apollo's executive officer. I wonder how that works out. 10th anniversary of the destruction of the colonies and honored in a solemn ceremony. 7354, Ty's elected to the president of the Council of 12. 7362, Galactica reaches Earth with Count Ebly and the Seraphs return, and that's where that War of Eden starts in, which is what was the last Battlestar Galactica comic. You can't tell me Rob Liefeld was not a fan of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, he told us himself that he was.
You've got, he links all of his comics up to the original series.
Oh, yeah.
And he expands it with different information. But he's built this timeline in here, which, he's justifying his writings. Like some people just write a story. He's writing a story and saying, this is where this story happened during. So he's putting it into the world of Battlestar Galactica. I think it's it speaks a lot about him. but it also speaks a lot about these comics, which makes them so much more fun.
And the writers,
and the artists. I mean, we're talking. Let's see, we've got stories Rob Liefeld and Robert Napton. Script was Robert Napton. Art was Hector Gomez, which I do think we missed him at New York Comic Con.
Yes, I think we may have.
Scott Rockwell. Color separations, it was The Heroic Age. Lettering, Kurt Hathaway. Editor was Matt Hawkins. Sorry. Updated character and ship designs, Rob Liefeld and Carl. I can't say his last name. Publisher, Carl Liefeld. Business manager, Sherry Liefeld. Wonder if they're related.
You think?
Yeah. And of course, promotions and marketing. So this was, this is December 1995. So this was a number of years after Battlestar Galactica, which was 1978. So, but they brought it back, and I think they did a really good job.
It's a better job than Marvel.
One. Yeah, I'm anxious to get to the second issue of Starbuck. I'm really enjoying the Starbuck series much more than the original Battlestar Galactica series that Maximum Press did. So, and that is today. 2 thumbs up.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time out and doing all that. That's really, really good stuff. And it's worthy, right? It's definitely worthy of, revisiting these comic books because, if for nothing else, guys, it's done by a fan, right? Rob Liefeld himself was made it known at the time and subsequently to that he was a big Battlestar Galactica fan. So he brought these guys together to do these stories, and he made sure that he put them into the timeline, and he put in all this effort so that we could actually enjoy them, in his vision as a real fan, right? And I think we can see that versus, you all remember the Marvel comic version of the Battlestar Galactica series, which was, it was just fantastical and out there and creative in its own way. But it reminded me,
I like that word.
It reminded me a lot of the Gold Key Star Trek stories. That's what that stuff reminded me.
And I don't have all the gold keys. I have all of the. Well,
which one? The DC. You have a lot of the DC. Star Trek
I have all
DCs,
the DCs.
But the classic Gold Key is like so creative. They're like totally out there, and that's kind of what the Marvel reminded me of. But that's all there was, right? When the comic book came out, that was just it. There was nothing else. And now these things come along, and these are really cool, right? So I'm glad
they're very
that we
good.
give them.
Like I said, I'm impressed. This is if you want to get a good Battlestar Galactica comic, go get these. The Realm presses were good, but this one I think follows along more with the actual episodes, the actual Battlestar Galactica 1978.
Yes.
I think it links in so much better. I mean, even in the other Battlestar Galactica, in the future, he has asterisks. It says, they kind of says, hey, see this episode for this information.
Yeah.
So I think he's done the research in this, and man, I would love to have him on the show if he would just.
Well, we're gonna keep trying. He told us he would come on. Right?
Yeah, he would just quit,
he himself told us at New York Comic Con he would come on.
I'm gonna have to just
and we're gonna try to
in one
hold
day
him
and
to
put it on his personal page. I've been trying to do that.
Well, let's see. Let's keep trying. I'm sure that the guy's
I'll reach
busy
back out
stuff,
to his agent again. His agent did reach out to me and talk to me, or emailed me saying, "Hey, I'm gonna reach out to him. We'll get this scheduled."
All right, cool.
And then I never heard from the agent again, so I'll reach out to the agent one more time before I ruin his day and write on his timeline.
Well, Eric says, I always felt Max Press understood the characters and backstories of Galactica better than what followed with Dynamite.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, but let's also be
but they're still
fair.
all good stories.
They're all
so
good.
far this has been my favorite story.
J.C. Vaughn, who was involved with Scalf over on the other side of the Realm, also huge fan, and the guys that were working on the Realm press also fans. JC Vaughn, of course, we had him on the show, interviewed him. We're working on a timetable to have JC come back with some of his other cohorts that worked on the Realm press series. So we're trying to get that to work, but everybody's kind of spread out and it's kind of hard to coordinate. But we're working on it, guys. We'd love to have him back on again, and or at least JC and the guys, and a mini reunion of sorts. That was JC's idea. So we're trying to have that.
We're still working that, right?
We're working that.
Well, Pete's still working that. I'll give him that much.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because everybody's, somebody's on the West Coast, somebody's on the East Coast, and the other one's like flying around the world. So it's kind of hard. They said they wanted to do it. And JC will definitely come back. And I've actually spoken to all three of them separately, and they do want to come, and it would be really, really cool to just see, more. I want to get into, the stories and what drove them and how and what and where. But imagine getting the maximum. So we'll see how we do with Rob Liefeld, and if not, maybe Chris and I will be able to get some of the others that were involved.
I think we definitely have the Realm guys. I think it's just a matter of time before we can get them all in the same room.
Oh, it'd be really, really cool. So the last portion of our show tonight is always dedicated to the books, and we're working on the Battle of Molukai. It's a fan written novel, and it's by Gaul and Sharon Monroe, and we're on chapter 11.
Yeah, we are. This is second to the last chapter.
Second to last chapter. It's 11.
Now this is a first part of a trilogy. If you read the front,
is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 3. It's in the front cover.
Eric, if you remember, I don't remember if this is 3 or 4 part, but I want to show you guys. This art. The artwork,
and that looks really good for a Shiba. That really does look a nice drawing for a Shiba.
Original artwork in this fan fiction novel, and it's one of the better ones out there. If not, up at the top list on these. There's something else here also. There's this. This comes up, I believe, twice. That symbol.
Yeah, that's
not sure what that is, but it's.
I think it's
cool. One of the Battlestar.
One of the squadron symbols.
It's one of the squadrons. Okay, and then the other pictures remaining are for the other chapters, so we're not going to give those away.
Don't show those off. Yeah. Don't do those. But anyways,
so
quick summary from the last couple of chapters. If you haven't been following this, we try to summarize a little bit, so we're not doing it justice by summarizing it. So this is called the Battle of Molukai. The Battle of Molukai is something that is mentioned in one of the inside the Living Legend during Battlestar Galactica, that the Pegasus was lost during the Battle of Molukai. The Battle of Molukai is that nobody knows what that is or whatever else in there. So Sharon Monroe, Gaul had taken it and made a fan novel in regards and the story of what happened. So start out with is they're on a mission to go to Molukai and the Hasaris, and they're trying to find out what's going on with them and what's going on there. And there's some political pieces in there, which makes it really an interesting read. The first couple of chapters. So there's a couple of chapters talk about the political environment. But before they go, there's an explosion, and they had to replace some pilots, and the Pegasus is held back, and forgive me, it's the Britannica and the Olympia. The Olympus. Other two, Olympus or Olympia?
Olympia.
We do this every week. We always have a problem with Olympia. Week. Olympus or Olympia.
And this particular chapter has a whole bunch of new names.
Yeah, of course,
get thrown into the mix.
Anyways, that's been my biggest problem with the chapters is there's just so many names.
Olympus. It is the Olympus.
Olympus. Okay. So those are the two Battlestars. They head out ahead. They run into a large Cylon presence, 3 Basestars. Yes. And 3 Basestars destroy the Olympia and the Britannica.
Yes.
So they're destroyed, and it's the Pegasus is the only one left, and there's some undercover stuff going on. Like last chapter, they found the guy who was planting bombs on the ship, and he escapes. And that's where we pick up on this chapter is he has escaped the Pegasus. He's the saboteur.
Tophet. Sergeant Tophet.
Yeah.
Tophet.
Tophet. So he's
Tophet or Tophet. Yeah.
So he's the one that planted the bombs, probably just on the Pegasus. There was probably co-conspirators on the Britannica, who now is probably dead. No, what a wonderful thing the Cylons. Hey, we're gonna help you out, and then of course we destroy you.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Don't trust the Cylons. So
right, so he takes off, right?
So he takes Sergeant off, and that's where we start off. That was the last of this chapter, and it's the beginning of the next. That was the last of last chapter, and the beginning of this chapter.
Right. So chapter 11 now in the Battle of Molukai is Sheba Boje are out on patrol, and they're this is their first mission out, flying together, and they get the word that they must intercept Sergeant Tophet, who has stolen a Viper and escaped and has been identified as the saboteur. So if they cannot bring him in alive, then they've been ordered to then destroy him, because he cannot be allowed to get to the Cylons with whatever information he's got.
Right.
So
but once again, you have to sit there and wonder. I wondered when even any time that this happened in the regular series too, how do you capture someone in a spaceship?
Yeah, well,
you threaten to shoot them down and tell them to go back, but you don't really, you can't really capture the individual.
Right.
So,
but no, you can't. In the chapter, they kind of get into it. So right? They talk about it.
They threaten him, say, hey, we're going to shoot you down if you don't stop.
Right, we're going to shoot you down. So if he doesn't, comply with their commands,
and then
right?
Kane's daughter chokes.
Yes. She can't fire on a human colonial warrior in a Viper, no less.
She chokes.
So they mention how, it's different. Like, she's encountered pirates and, humans in, different type of ships who are pirates, and she's fired on them, but she's never fired on a fellow colonial warrior.
Right. She's never fired on another human.
Yeah.
Later on in the chapter, when she confronts her dad about this, she also says that, her dad says, well, you've come across some pirates and you've done some, which is another really interesting sideline. I would love to hear more about these piracy problem.
There's stories. There's definitely stories about pirates out there, but we do have there is a couple of episodes where we run into a pirate, and we also
it's the Starbuck episode, which was supposed to be actually Richard Hatch, but they flipped it because somebody complained. Not that we were gonna go there, but it doesn't matter. That's Hollywood. So somebody complained. So it was supposed to be Richard Hatch, and they just flipped the name out and made it Dirk Benedict. And so they both got, you could definitely tell there's some back and forth in that. But I digress. That one was the Long Patrol.
Yeah, the Long Patrol.
The Long Patrol. So there's a pirate, because they call the guy. What was the guy's name? That was Robber.
Yes.
So Robber and Adulteress 9 or 6 or whatever it was.
Adulteress 9. Adulteress 9, who was in the original Star Trek as well. Yeah.
So I guess there's some piracy. We've kind of digressed here, but I guess there's some piracy. They've done some things in there, but it's like, hey, you've never. And, you know, later on in the chapter, I think I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but it kind of works this way because, you know, you get, you know, this, she does this, she chokes, and her father, Daddy, you can almost hear that too. You can almost hear, Daddy, consoles her, and she, you know, cries in his shoulder and type thing. I should have been able to, I choked. I've disappointed you. I'll never disappoint you again. And of course, we're talking about Kane here. The lunatic Commander Kane, in my opinion.
Oh, stop.
Oh yeah, he's a freaking loose cannon. So
what is Starbucking and Adulteress 58?
Yeah, Starbucking. So that's kind of where they don't shoot him down. But what does happen, Pete?
In
this, she chokes.
Oh, well, okay. So she chokes, and so they maneuver around him, and he's not complying. He takes off in front of them, heads over towards the asteroid belt, and he's flying towards what we don't know what's out there, possible Cylons or not. What happens is a Cylon raider comes out of nowhere, surprises them. Tophet says, all right, he does mention something about I'm with you or something like that. And before anything else happens, the Cylon raider blows him up. And then, of course, Sheba blows the Cylon raider up, which is perfect. So it kind of works out. Yes. It was like, yeah, okay.
Yes. I had friends in that raider.
Yeah, you did not. And Paul Roeder says legendary. Yes, Arlene Martell,
legendary,
man.
Legendary, dangerous.
So one of you guys got to tell me, who did she play in the original Star Trek? You got to tell me that. Come on. One of you guys got to get that. But anyway.
I don't know that one.
And there's pictures of her character. Somebody, I don't know if it was Battlestar Bulletin Board. I don't know if it was Sean that put up pictures of her that I'd never seen before. So they had taken, I don't know, costume shots or something of her character.
Died recently, or it's been
T'Pring,
5 years
yes,
ago?
Of course. Professor Patton, Amok Time. Yes.
Amok Time.
Yes, Amok Time.
What was her name, though? What was the name?
T'Pring. Yeah, she was betrothed to Spock.
That sounds like a spring that freaking broke. T'Pring.
She was betrothed to Spock. And then, they have to do the fight.
Now I know what you're talking about.
That's her, man. That is her. That is so freaking cool. I don't know why I don't know, guys. Did any of you ever meet her at a convention? I don't think she ever did conventions, man. Yeah. Because that's a damn good character. I happen to have her autograph on my collection of Star Trek autograph cards. I have her autograph, which is really, really cool. So back to the Battle of Molukai. We went to Star Trek somehow, but anyways, she goes back. So Tophet's destroyed. Cylons took care of him, and now they head back, and there are. Oh, yeah, I lost my page. Oops. Well, while you find your page, Eric Patton just sent a message up, said Arlene wore the most revealing outfit of any female guest on Galactica, but they always hid it in the close shots. And she passed away in 2014.
2014, yeah. I know it was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, what a shame. T'Pring, that's right, Sean.
So now we flip back to the Battlestar Pegasus and the what's her name? Really?
Sheba?
No, not that one. We're back to the Battlestar Pegasus, and
you're talking about
what's her XO? Cleopatra.
It's yes, who was married?
Yes, was married to Ty. Wait, that was in the very first couple of chapters of this book, by the way.
Yes.
So if you go back way back when, seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, and they get into it again. They talk
and
about
they talk about how it is, but she, she's in here, and now who comes in? I forgot. Celine.
Yes, comes in because
they're so Kane's had this great idea of this booby trap ship, and he's got this. That's what the last chapter of this book is evidently going to be about, and so they're booby trapping one of the ships that's been just pretty much destroyed. So they're putting explosives on it. I forgot to mention that from the review.
Yep.
So they're just catching up with sleep, and Cleopatra's in her, which I love that, Cleopatra's an interesting name, but I love the way they tie everything into the Egyptian type stuff. But I digress.
Which is cool.
So she's in there and she's coming out of the shower and she's almost falling asleep in the shower, but she's had a couple hours of sleep. She's got to relieve Kane on the bridge. And the Elektra comes in, Elektra is now the commander for the flights, all the flight leaders. So she was told by Kane to put together a group of volunteers. I love the word volunteers. Voluntolds. To of Vipers that are going to kind of fool the Cylons into this. We'll just build more. It's no big deal.
Yes. So of course, dummies.
So there's a scene in this very first part of the chapter where they're back and forth and she's talking and she brings up the hollow picture of Colonel Ty and they talk about, hey, they were married, but they got unsealed, which is the first time. And you don't hear any of that kind of stuff in the original series because that would have been not family friendly.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool. It's a good detail though.
It's a good detail. So, you can actually get unsealed. Other than death, it's like when we killed Sheba. Or
boy, what are you talking about?
That's Sheba.
Serena,
thank you. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So bottom line is that right. So that all kind of plays out, right, Chris? So there's like this exchange, and they talk about the volunteers.
She almost kisses the freaking She talks about how what a great life they did have until she got promoted. And that kind of nixed the problems between
their relationship,
created the problems between the two and the relationship.
Yeah. So that's part of that. And so there's some very good backstory. Ty with a bad marriage. Did Ron Moore read this story? I wonder. Hey, who knows, man? But there's elements.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and it plays really good.
Yeah, it does.
There's also elements of 1980, right? Galactica 1980. There's elements of that in the reimagined. There's some stuff that we've picked out and found from the original novel that makes its way into the reimagined. So who knows? Maybe. I mean, why not? So of course, the story then progresses, and she relieves Kane so that he can take a break, and Kane then dreams of none other than Cassiopeia.
Oh, this is a great dream sequence. Yeah. I love it because it's italicized in the book, so you can get a kind of a dream sequence out of it. And in the beginning of the book, they do have before Kane leaves, there's a note from Cassie. She sneaks we call it a wave in or a call in to the look short there. Starting to squish down. So she sneaks a call in and dang it.
Oh boy.
My phone. Sorry. Gotta turn that off. So
you're saying that
So in the beginning there's a reference to Cassie and Kane. I wanted to bring it up tonight, but I didn't have time to do it. I wanted to actually bring up the clip inside the Living Legend. There's a clip in there that says he talks about how some people don't understand the needs of a man. Is kind of the way the clip reads. It kind of says talk. I don't want to quite. It's not quite that way, but it's close. But in the beginning of the book, they talk about how she calls in and says, "Hey, goodbye," and she's not supposed to be able to call in, and that's where that excuse me. That's where that hologram from the living legend is kind of built. So that she kind of, you know, Sharon Monroe and Lee Gaul put this, you know, they connect that hologram in, and the hologram is like, oh, you know, okay, I'm going to miss you, you old war daggett, and that kind of thing is all in there. So I think it's really, really great that they tie that in. But now we get more backstory. So this is where Kane has given her a birthday. You know, was it? They don't call it birthday. They call it
a natal day, a natal,
a natal day, a natale day, a natal day. Yeah. So in her natal day, and how he was supposed to meet with her, and that he had to go, and he gave her jewels. Of some kind of jewelry that was really expensive, and she's like, "Oh, you know, thank you so much for the jewelry.
I will only wear it for you."
For you,
yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure that's all she would be wearing at the time. But that's my own mind being dirty there. I can just see Cassie with only jewels on. So
and this is part of that. You know, like they build up the connection between, you know, Kane and backstory of Kane and Cassiopeia, which is kind of cool. And then it gets all kind of messed up when he gets woken up, right?
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, Cassie, oh baby, and then Dad. That's not the time you want to get woken up by your daughter. So she wakes him up. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, she wakes him up, and you know she's you know wants to let him know what the heck's going on in terms of, you know, what the outcome was of the patrol, and you know she wants to maybe a little comfort from him. She admits that she kind of froze a little bit, and then you know he consoles her,
right?
And then you know he says something about, oh, you know, you and I, it's a, you know, you remind me so much of your mom, and Sheba kind of melts a little bit. And then before you know it, he's back. You know, the commander comes back into play, and she walks off with him, but she got that bonding moment, which was kind of cool.
I like the way Sharon put in there. She kind of gives you the feeling of Sheba there. She's like, I must be with my dad, and not like, don't get me, not the dirty way, but you know, she feels that she's got to be there for her father no matter what, and that's where. In the beginning also is where they had a fight. There was a conflict, a fight between her and her father in regards to Cassiopeia.
Yes.
So there's that beginning piece too. So this kind of bleeds back over to that. I really like that story piece of it because, you know, even in the episodes, they kind of, you get that Cassiopeia, I'm back type thing. And in the living legend, and then you get that conflict in the living legend between Sheba and Cassiopeia.
Yeah. So this is a real big part of how it's brought together, right? So Lee Gaul and Sharon Monroe have actually developed the characters in a way that we can still, you know, relate to them. We know who they are. We can see this all play out easily. So they capture, you know, who they are from, you know, our show, and you know, put them in these other situations, but it's a great story, right? So far,
I think Eric's right. I think Eric says Sheba's mother probably looked just like June Lockhart. I think probably,
or at least that was the intention, right?
Yep.
So really cool, but so that's kind of like, you know, where, and part of him, I'll never forget that, like, mother, I belong at his side, and that's where I'll stay, whatever happens, no matter what. Is how they leave off,
and that's not what he really needs. He wants Cassie,
right? Yes,
and that's where that, you know, I break back to that. You know, some people just don't. You know, some people just don't understand the needs of a man. Clip that comes out of Battlestar Galactica, Living Legend,
which is really cool.
Which, because there's such an age difference in between the two.
But he's the living legend, and he's like, you know, he's still got so much life in him, and he's so active and vibrant that, you know, he's still that older young guy, you know, he's still got it. And I don't know, I thought it worked for me, you know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So moving on. put my book down.
And
so
we are basically at the end of that chapter, buddy.
Close to the end. There was something else in that.
Yeah.
There was so that was the dang it.
What do you got?
Wanted to mention
What?
So
there was something in the chapter.
Right before that, I like what she mentioned is, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not really a fan of Kane to begin with, because he's just a loose cannon. But she also mentions that inside this chapter they mention that Kane is really technically the flight leader, because he still flies the Viper.
Yep, still flies the Vipers.
So
yeah,
everybody's like, oh, he's a leader. No, he's not a leader. He's a micromanager. I mean, he has to be in a Viper. He has to be control of everything else.
Yep, he's patent.
This guy is a micromanager.
He's
so there's a problem with that, I think, and that's one I wanted to mention.
He's patent all the way.
Yeah, I don't know if Patton was a micromanager. I never read a book on Patton, but I'm guessing from the movie I saw about Patton, whether it's true or not. I'm not like once again.
He was a hands-on guy.
Yeah, you know more about him. I mean, you've studied Patton more than I have. So
yeah, I read his bio, and he's the type of guy that got things done no matter what, and he had no qualms of getting into the tank as a general and taking over, right? I mean, that was just his thing. And that's where they wrote him from. We know, right? I mean,
yeah.
Terry McDonald.
Terry McDonald has told us that's
that was
the
model.
That Larson came to him and said, "I want Patton in space."
Yes.
And so Terry McDonald wrote this episode, and then they kind of adjusted it, and then it was
which is really cool, man.
We really need to get him back on again.
Yeah, we gotta get him. He said he would come back too, so that's not a problem. We're gonna get Eric Larson back. Eric will come back too. So that's it. There's one, I think, Chris.
One more chapter left.
Chapter 12, guys. So thanks.
They're gonna spring the trap. So what's the trap gonna be? What's gonna happen?
Good. Gonna be good.
So, the Cylons will win. I'm good with it.
Oh. One quick comment here from Eric says, and Adama came off like Eisenhower to Kane's Patton. Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. That is really good.
Well, all good things, guys. I'm really, really glad that all of you could, tune in.
Yes.
Chris, we did a lot. We covered a lot, and we had
it was a little. We're not too long. I mean, it's about the norm. I mean, we when we started the show, it was like, we'll do 30 minutes or so.
Yep.
and it seems to be we're always at about 2 hours, and we really appreciate you hanging with us for the 2 hours. I mean, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of us yapping and talking, but it's great to have people that listen to us and fans out there that kind of relate to what we do.
And look, by the way, don't forget that as conventions start coming up, we'll be going to conventions again. We're gonna have guests come. We have a whole bunch of people.
Next week,
and we're gonna have some repeats. We're gonna have some other past guests come back for some updates. Keep watching our Facebook page for our posts. We got stuff going on, Kickstarter campaigns and all that other good stuff. And right, Chris. So we got things coming up.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's
and
that behind you, by the way?
Oh, well, that behind me, I'm glad you mentioned it. On Etsy, there is a handcrafter that is putting together a variety of Battlestar Galactica related items, and that happens to be one of the newer pieces that I picked up. And so, Chris, you know who the dealer is.
Yep.
On what's
Nerd Degree BURNZ.
Yes. So if you want anything like that, next show I'll bring it up front so that you guys can take a look at it. But it's really cool. So that kind of stuff is on there, and there's going to be more. A lot of other cool stuff.
Yep.
Original.
They just added something else today. So.
Oh, that's cool. So if you guys get a chance and like me, you're into it, that's kind of a real cool piece. But next show,
Yep,
I'll bring
next
it
show
up
we'll
front
talk
so
about
you
it.
guys can see it. And yeah, so look for the specials. We're our team here at IFB. We're gonna be filming some videos with them, one a month. Next month we're gonna start with Tiny Bean. She's gonna tell us about her background, why she joined up with us on IFB, what drives her, why she's a sci-fi fan, all that good stuff. And we're going to do that with everybody that's a part of.
And then we have we're probably going to have a Saturday or two that we're going to broadcast.
Yes.
For personnel that we couldn't catch on a Thursday.
Yes.
So we'll be catching some people that are in England probably on a Saturday.
Oh yeah. So thanks everyone. All you guys that are watching us live, I'm typing up some thank yous to all of you that are, hanging with us. Really appreciate it. A lot of admins and moderators and founders of various Facebook related, Galactica related sites. Thank you all of you for joining us. Really appreciate you having you on live. And I always say all of you that watch us and rerun, thank you as well for taking the time out to enjoy what we have to offer, sci-fi and Galactica. So thank you from me. Stay safe and stay awesome, everybody. Chris?
Yep, stay healthy, stay safe. And once again, as we always say, fans fuel the fleet. You are our fans. And the fleet only moves forward with the fuel of the fans. So here's to you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
Take care.